Oh, you thought the fight was off because of training injuries? Nah. What just hit the internet makes the Kardashians' family meetings look like Sunday school. Gervonta "Tank" Davis, boxing's walking highlight reel, just got snatched up by police like it was the season finale of Power. Sirens, headlines, fans screaming, promoters hiding, and now the Jake Paul mega fight. Poof, cancelled, gone. Left faster than Jake's hairline during a weigh-in. Sources are calling this one of the wildest sports meltdowns of the decade. And Tank himself just broke his silence in a statement so raw, so chaotic, you can practically smell the smoke coming off your phone. 1 minute, he's the face of knockout glory. The next, he's trending beside mugshots and free Tank hashtags, like he just joined the rap game instead of the ring. And the best part, everyone's got a different story. Was it a setup? A meltdown? A media hit job cooked up by Jake Paul's PR army? Either way, this isn't just a boxing scandal. It's a Hollywood-grade disaster wrapped in diamond chains and legal documents. Grab your popcorn, because this cancellation just became the main event. When news broke that Gervonta Davis had been arrested, the internet didn't just react, it detonated. Within minutes, hashtags like "Ouch Free Tank," "Had Jake Paul Scared," and "Ouch Your Boxing Ain't Dead Yet" were climbing faster than Jake's ego after his first knockout. But this wasn't some random parking ticket. Nah, this was the kind of scandal that makes TMZ drop their lunch and ESPN start talking like it's a courtroom drama. Let's rewind the chaos for a second. Gervonta Davis, the knockout king, Floyd Mayweather's favorite protege turned headline machine, was supposed to face off against none other than Jake Paul. Yeah, that Jake Paul. The YouTube prankster turned boxing provocateur who's made a career out of calling out legends and dodging actual danger. Their fight was hyped as the Clash of Chaos, a pay-per-view event promising bad blood, wild press conferences, and enough trash talk to power Twitter for a year. Promoters were salivating, fans were betting, and every celebrity influencer with a podcast was already predicting knockouts, like they were fortune tellers. Then, boom, just days before the official face-off, everything unraveled. Late-night alerts started buzzing. Breaking, Gervonta Davis arrested. Fight with Jake Paul in jeopardy. And just like that, Tank's dream match went from Vegas main event to viral mystery. No one knew what happened, but the internet was already writing the ending. Memes dropped faster than punches. Fans went full detective mode, pulling up old tweets, old mugshots, and old beefs. Some said it was a traffic violation. Others whispered about a domestic dispute. Then the wild theories started because, let's be real, this is social media. According to Twitter's self-appointed investigators, the FBI, the Illuminati, and even Jake Paul's secret PR team were behind it. One user posted, "This ain't an arrest, this is a takedown. Jake paid TMZ before he paid his trainer, but the truth? Oh, it was even messier." Sources close to Davis claimed he was pulled over after an altercation turned public. Eyewitnesses said it got heated fast. There were reports of yelling, flashing lights, and Davis looking more furious than a ref stopping a fight too early. Within hours, mugshots were circulating like wildfire. And boy, did Tank not look happy. His expression said it all. "I trained for Jake, not jail." Then came the silence. For 24 hours, not a single word from Team Davis. The same man who had been throwing shade at Jake Paul all month suddenly vanished. His camp refused interviews. Mayweather Promotions went mute. Even the usual insiders were unavailable for comment, which in Hollywood code means lawyers just entered the chat. Meanwhile, Jake Paul did what Jake Paul does best, talk. Within hours, he posted a tweet. "Guess some people can't handle the pressure. Stay out of trouble, champ." Boom. That tweet alone set social media ablaze. Thousands of fans clapped back, accusing Jake of celebrating Davis's arrest. Others claimed Jake had been manifesting the whole thing. Because every time Gervonta trended, Jake conveniently had a new promo clip ready. But what really twisted the knife was Jake's Instagram story. Picture this, him lounging in his mansion gym, smirking, with the caption, "Still training for whoever's next. Real fighters stay ready." Cue dramatic music. Now the fight community was divided. Half the internet screamed, "Free Tank," while the other half said, "This is karma." Old clips of Davis's past legal troubles resurfaced. The 2020 traffic case, the Miami incident, even that viral clip of him snatching his ex-girlfriend's arm at a public event. Overnight, the media flipped the narrative from boxing prodigy to problem child of the ring. But let's not pretend Jake Paul's halo was shining either. Fans dragged him too, calling him a boxing vulture and clout scavenger for profiting off another man's downfall. One viral post read, "Jake built a career off chaos. This ain't sports, it's circus." Still, the silence from Gervonta's side only made things worse. Every minute without a statement was another hour of chaos online. Twitter threads turned into think pieces. YouTubers started dropping breaking updates every 5 minutes, using the same mugshot thumbnail and adding "allegedly" in the title like it made them journalists. And then, the bombshell dropped. A leaked audio clip surfaced on X, formerly Twitter, allegedly featuring Gervonta Davis talking to a close friend right after his release. His voice was angry, emotional, raw. "They wanted this fight off. They set me up, bro." Cameras was already there before cops showed up. "You tell me that's normal?" That clip exploded. Suddenly, everyone was convinced there was a conspiracy. That Gervonta's arrest wasn't an accident, but a hit job to derail the biggest payday of his career. Even celebrity voices chimed in. Rapper Meek Mill tweeted, "They love to see a real one fall. Keep your head up, Tank. They can't stop what's meant for you." Floyd Mayweather stayed quiet, but insiders said he was furious behind the scenes, calling the situation disrespectful and politically timed. Meanwhile, promoters were panicking. The fight venue was on hold, sponsors were freezing checks, and fans demanded refunds. One ticket reseller even posted, "We just lost $300K in 5 hours, thanks Gervonta." The cancellation became official that evening. The statement from the promotion company read like a funeral notice. Due to unforeseen legal circumstances involving Gervonta Davis, the scheduled bout between Davis and Jake Paul has been postponed indefinitely. Postponed indefinitely. The two words that kill. Hype faster than a boring weigh-in. And that's when Gervonta finally broke his silence. He jumped on Instagram. Live, hoodie on, tone sharp, energy nuclear. He didn't mince words. He called out the snakes in boxing, the fake friends, and hinted that people in high places were pulling strings. "They've been trying to break me. They know I'm the one bringing real boxing back. They scared of that." Fans flooded the comments with fire emojis and free Tank chants. It felt like a revolution brewing, but not everyone was convinced. Some said this was damage control, the typical "I'm a victim" card every celebrity plays when caught slipping. Yet no one could deny it. The tension was magnetic. Boxing hadn't felt this chaotic since Tyson bit an ear, and just when the world thought it couldn't get messier, a TMZ report dropped that same night, claiming they had exclusive footage of the incident that led to the arrest. Clips showed flashes of Tank arguing outside a luxury SUV, voices raised, cameras rolling from suspiciously perfect angles. Some fans said it looked staged. Others swore they saw a planted cameraman. Either way, it confirmed one thing. This was no small misunderstanding. By dawn, the internet was split clean in half. Those defending Tank as the targeted champ, and those declaring his career officially cooked. But deep down, everyone knew one thing. This wasn't the end of the story. This was the opening act of a sports scandal so wild, it made Creed 3 look like a Disney movie. Because if Gervonta Davis was telling the truth, that someone wanted this fight off the table, then we were about to witness one of the dirtiest, most explosive boxing conspiracies in modern history. And the person smiling the hardest through it all? You guessed it, Jake Paul. He didn't just dodge a fight, he might have dodged a knockout heard around the world. But as we'd soon find out, Tank wasn't done swinging. The moment Gervonta Davis's arrest hit the airwaves, the entire sports world morphed into a circus, and the internet became the ringmaster. Every influencer, podcaster, and armchair lawyer suddenly had a source close to the situation. The memes. Ruthless. One had Gervonta's mugshot edited into a Grand Theft Auto loading screen. Another had Jake Paul's face photoshopped onto a police badge with the caption, "Operation Cancel the Fight." It was pure digital mayhem. But while Twitter was cracking jokes, the boxing world was fuming. The fight wasn't just a spectacle. Here's where things get even darker. Whispers began leaking from inside the training camps. People claiming Jake Paul's team knew days in advance that something was going to derail the event. Some claimed Jake's handlers were quietly warning networks to hold off on final promotion. When that news surfaced, fans screamed setup. Jake, of course, doubled down on the drama. He posted a TikTok shadowboxing with the caption, "Still undefeated against people with probation officers." The internet exploded. Comments poured in by the thousands. Some laughed. Others called him tone-deaf, and plenty accused him of weaponizing Tank's downfall for clout. But Jake knew exactly what he was doing. Controversy is his oxygen. He was milking the moment like a PR genius with no moral compass. Meanwhile, Tank's fanbase rallied like a digital army. They weren't having any of it. Influencers started wearing Free Tank hoodies, celebrities jumped in with cryptic messages, and Floyd Mayweather's crew was reportedly on high alert. TMZ claimed Mayweather's private lawyers were monitoring developments closely, which, in regular English, means they were sharpening their knives. Then, the plot thickened. A second video surfaced. This wasn't the blurry clip from TMZ. This was a new angle, uploaded by an anonymous account that popped up out of nowhere. It showed a chaotic scene, flashing lights, people shouting, and a voice that sounded suspiciously like Jake Paul yelling, "This is what happens when you're not professional." Fans froze. Did Jake actually show up to the arrest scene? Was he trolling in person? Or was this a deepfake cooked up by a bored Reddit user with too much time? Either way, the timing was insane. Every hour brought new leaks. The story was mutating faster than a Kardashian relationship timeline. Sports anchors on ESPN were whispering conspiracy theories on live TV. One commentator said, "Something about this doesn't smell right. Fights don't cancel themselves overnight." Another added, "This feels more like a setup than a slip-up." Then came the unholy trinity of social media chaos. Instagram lives, leaked DMs, and burner accounts. First, a supposed insider posted screenshots claiming Jake's management team had been communicating with illegal contact in Tank City days before the arrest. It was messy, unverified, and probably fake, but it didn't matter. Fans devoured it like gospel. Second, Gervonta's ex posted a story saying, "Y'all don't know the half of what's going on." She deleted it 10 minutes later. Classic scandal fuel. People started speculating that maybe the arrest was part of an ongoing personal beef. Some even claimed she had been the one to make the call. By now, this was more than a boxing story. It had mutated into a pop culture wildfire. Joe Rogan talked about it on his podcast, saying, "If they really set this man up before the biggest fight of his career, that's next level dirty." Even Snoop Dogg jumped in, tweeting, "You're better leave Tank alone. Let the man swing his hands, not his lawyer." But amid all the memes and madness, Gervonta wasn't just sitting silent. Behind the scenes, sources said he was assembling a damage control dream team. Lawyers, PR strategists, and even a crisis consultant who once handled Kanye West's presidential campaign. Yeah, that chaotic energy. And then, the twist nobody saw coming. The press conference that never happened. Originally, Gervonta and Jake were scheduled to face off for the final presser that week. After the arrest, organizers cancelled it, but the media showed up anyway. And right as everyone was packing up, a mysterious figure walked onto the stage wearing a hoodie and shades, Gervonta Davis himself. No warning, no entourage, just raw emotion. He grabbed the mic and said, "They tried to stop me, but I'm still standing. They can take the fight, but they can't take the fighter." The crowd lost it. Reporters started yelling questions, flashes went off, security scrambled. It was mayhem, the type of unscripted chaos that makes PR nightmares and YouTube gold. He spoke for less than a minute before storming off, but that clip alone went viral in 30 minutes. Millions of views, thousands of comments. Jake Paul instantly responded with a tweet. "Bro, nobody's trying to stop you. You stopped yourself." Ouch, that one hit like a jab to the jaw. Fans were divided right down the middle. Team Tank and Hajjo's Team Problem Child were at war. TikTok edits turned the feud into cinematic storylines, complete with dramatic music and fake courtroom scenes. Twitter threads compared the situation to Tupac versus Biggie but with gloves, and just when it felt like things couldn't possibly get any more absurd, it did. Reports emerged that Netflix had reached out to both camps about turning the entire fiasco into a documentary. Yep, before the dust even settled, streaming execs were smelling money. They reportedly wanted to title it Unfinished Business, The Fight That Never Happened. You can't make this up, but let's zoom in on the weirdest part, the timing. Gervonta's arrest didn't just cancel a fight. It derailed a massive business chain. Sponsorship deals, gym endorsements, streaming rights, all frozen. Every brand that had plastered its logo on Tank's gloves suddenly went radio silent. One insider said, the sponsors ghosted him faster than a side chick after tax season. Meanwhile, Jake Paul's merch store had a brand new drop. Shirts reading "Still Free" and hoodies that said, "No jail time, just showtime." Fans were disgusted. Even die-hard Jake supporters called it tasteless. But controversy sells, and Jake knows that better than anyone. And then came the most shocking twist of all. Gervonta's voice surfaced again. Another leaked recording, this time longer. You could hear him say, "They told me to stay quiet. They told me to take the L. But I ain't built like that." The message was clear. Tank believed he was being silenced, not just by the system, but by his own industry. Suddenly, fans started comparing his situation to Colin Kaepernick, saying, "This isn't just boxing, this is control." The hashtag #ChanceStandWithTank began trending worldwide. Even random celebrities like Ice Cube, 50 Cent, and Michael B. Jordan jumped into the discourse. It was official. The Gervonta Davis arrest had transcended sports. It was now a cultural event, a full-blown Hollywood drama with gloves, egos, and secrets. And through it all, Jake Paul was basking in the glow of chaos, sipping his prime energy drink, tweeting inspirational quotes like a supervillain pretending to be a monk. But what no one realized, not yet, was that this storm wasn't done. There was one final twist waiting in the shadows, one that would flip the entire narrative upside down, destroy reputations, and reveal that maybe, just maybe, neither man was telling the whole truth. Because when fame, money, and legacy are on the line, every punch lands below the belt. And in the next chapter, the real truth about the arrest and the power players behind it finally begins to surface. By the time the dust started to settle, Gervonta Davis wasn't just a trending topic. He was a living, breathing controversy. The man went from being boxing's future to boxing's latest cautionary tale overnight. But if people thought Tank was going to fade quietly into PR exile, they clearly forgot who they were dealing with. Gervonta doesn't do quiet. He does comebacks, and he does them louder than Jake Paul's ego at a press conference. The morning after the cancellation, something wild happened. Gervonta dropped a cryptic Instagram post, black background, white text, that simply read, "They wanted me gone, but I'm not the puppet. I'm the problem." That one post had the internet spinning like a roulette wheel in Vegas. Everyone had a theory. Was he calling out promoters, the networks, Jake, the police, Floyd Mayweather? Nobody knew, but everyone wanted answers. Fans flooded his comments with prayers, boxing gloves emojis, and some straight-up conspiracy novels in paragraph form. And then, like a plot twist straight out of Breaking Bad, a document leaked. An alleged internal memo from one of the fight sponsors started circulating online. It mentioned high-risk exposure, brand damage control, and a pre-event legal flag. In plain English, they knew something was coming before the arrest. Cue chaos. People started piecing it together like detectives on Red Bull. Pre-event legal flag basically confirmed that somebody in the business already had dirt ready to detonate. So who planted it? Whispers pointed toward rival promoters. Others said it was the network trying to pull out of the fight due to liability insurance issues. But one theory stood above the rest, that Jake Paul's camp had ties to someone, inside law enforcement, who tipped authorities at the perfect time. Jake, of course, laughed it off. He posted a video smirking into the camera saying, "You'll really think I got the cops on speed dial? Come on now, I don't call 911, I call my lawyers." It was classic Jake, cocky, dismissive, and perfectly timed to go viral. But while Jake was busy farming retweets, Gervonta was on a mission. He started calling out everyone. In a fire, then came the receipts. Gervonta's team released text screenshots allegedly showing communication between a media fixer and a promotional rep. The messages hinted at timing the leak and controlling the optics. It was pure gasoline. Fans went ballistic. If those texts were legit, this wasn't just a PR disaster. It was a full-blown scandal. ESPN called it the biggest crisis in combat sports since Tyson Fury's glove controversy. CNN Sports dubbed it a celebrity boxing meltdown. Meanwhile, TikTok creators were dissecting every syllable of those messages, like they were decoding alien transmissions, and that's when the FBI rumors started. A random tabloid site claimed the feds were monitoring the situation for potential interference with a sporting event. Totally unconfirmed, but guess what? It didn't matter. People believed it. The internet doesn't wait for facts, it manufactures them. Now here's where things turned cinematic. Floyd Mayweather finally broke his silence. During an impromptu interview, a reporter asked him about Gervonta. Floyd paused for a long second, then said, "Tank is like family, but even family gotta learn. This game's dirty. You either play it or get played." That line sent shockwaves through the boxing world. Was Floyd backing him or warning him? Fans couldn't tell. Some said Floyd was distancing himself. Others said he was speaking in code, like a mafia don giving a final piece of advice. And while everyone was still decoding Mayweather's words, Jake Paul did what Jake Paul always does. He dropped another bomb. He posted a short YouTube video titled, "The Truth About Gervonta Davis. You Won't Believe This." In it, Jake claimed he'd been trying to help Tank stay focused before things spiraled. He showed old DMs between them, where he allegedly told Gervonta to "get your head right, we're making history." The comments were split between believers and skeptics. Some said Jake was painting himself as a savior. Others said he was deflecting before the truth hit the fan. But what Jake didn't anticipate was Gervonta's next move. Because Tank wasn't done talking, he dropped a 7-minute Instagram live that was pure fire. Hood up, eyes cold, voice steady. They tried to play me. They thought they could cancel me, but all they did was expose themselves. You don't stop a real fighter, you fuel him. That live pulled 3.5 million views in 2 hours. It wasn't just fans watching. Media outlets, rival boxers, even UFC fighters were tuned in. Conor McGregor commented, "Fight the system, lad." Even KSI chimed in with a meme. It was pandemonium. And then came the cherry on top, the reveal that turned the story into an outright movie. A reporter from Sports Illustrated published an expose claiming that the cancellation may have been orchestrated to protect Jake Paul's brand partnerships. According to the piece, Jake's sponsors had clauses preventing him from engaging in events tied to active criminal investigations. In other words, if Gervonta got arrested, the fight had to die, or Jake would lose millions. Now everything made sense. It wasn't about justice or sportsmanship or discipline. It was about money. Fans lost it. They sabotaged the fight for cash, became the rally cry. The internet declared Jake the villain of the year. Even people who didn't watch boxing suddenly had opinions. TikTokers were making edits with dramatic narration. They didn't want the fight. They wanted the profit. Gervonta's name skyrocketed again, not as a criminal, but as a martyr of corruption. He became the people's fighter, the underdog who stood against a machine too powerful to punch back. By now, Netflix and Prime Video were reportedly fighting for documentary rights. The scandal had gone global. The Daily Mail in London called it boxing's biggest betrayal. Even the New York Times ran an op-ed titled, "When Sports Become Scripts, the Gervonta Davis Fallout." But the craziest part, after all the chaos, after all the leaks, and all the finger-pointing, both Gervonta and Jake started hinting at something nobody saw coming, a rematch that never even happened. Yep, Jake went live saying, "If Tank clears his name, we'll run it back. Bigger stage, bigger stakes." To which Gervonta simply replied, "You won't make it to round 3. That single exchange lit the internet on fire. The cancelled fight had now transformed into the most anticipated matchup of all time. Two men, one accused of scheming, both drowning in drama, both hungry for redemption. And so, the legend of the arrest that shook boxing wasn't an ending. It was a rebirth. Tank's reputation, scarred but stronger. Jake Paul's, controversial but thriving. The fans, addicted. Everyone was waiting for the next twist. Because this story wasn't over, not even close. Because if there's one thing boxing and fame have in common, it's this. You can't cancel chaos. You can only sell tickets to it, and Gervonta Davis just turned his mugshot into marketing gold, and there you have it, the saga that made boxing look less like a sport and more like a Netflix docuseries written by the same people who script Love and hip-hop. Gervonta Davis didn't just fight the law, he fought the narrative. The man turned a scandal into a storyline, a mugshot into momentum, and a cancellation into the biggest comeback trailer the sport's ever seen. But let's be real, this is boxing in 2025. Truth and lies are just marketing tools, and chaos is the new currency. While Jake Paul's somewhere practicing his smirk for the next promo shoot, Gervonta's plotting revenge like a main character in Creed 4. The setup. You can almost feel it. The tension, the pride, the pay-per-view greed. So here's your job. Fight fans, drop your take below. Was this a setup? A PR disaster? A classic case of Jake Paul dodging danger? Or did Tank play himself out of his own spotlight? The comment section is the new ringside. So swing your opinions like punches. And hey, don't forget to smash that like button like it owes you money. Subscribe if you live for chaos, and turn on that bell, because here at the Punch Press, the drama never sleeps. We don't do updates, we do explosions, new scandals, leaked footage.